So, how'd you go about doing this whole YouTube thing again? It's been 2 weeks since I last uploaded anything. But, you know what wants to get me back on MX bikes? A Bclay release. You're 100% correct. And some of you, just from this picture alone right here, will already know exactly what track we're going to be playing today. This is a brand new rendition of Baker's Factory. That is right. Mr. Alden Baker, with all the Baker's boys over there. This is 5 tracks in a massive compound, fully replicated from LiDAR data and as well as just videos that are online. Although Bclay does say that those videos are hard to come by, just looking at every single section. So I'm very excited to see what he's done today. I think at this exact moment in time in this game, I think Bclay is most people's favourite track creator. Like, we had such a good MXB GP series. People like the scaling that he does, the roughness, how the ruts are built. So that is exactly what we are going to dabble in today. Now, a little bit of backstory of my own preferences here. JV's original Baker's Factory has probably been the track, other than Krakenberg, that I have logged the most laps on in this game. It's one of those that I'll just hop on, spin some laps whenever I'm bored, now and then. But I haven't played the game in the last 2 weeks, other than the 5 laps during the NSP commentating the other day. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. This might be a long one, I'll be honest, covering 5 different tracks. We've got main outdoors. Actually, is that the main one, or is this the main one over here? This is the main outdoors. I'm kind of flipped back from where I am. So main outdoors, Supercross track, that second outdoors track over there. We've then got another Supercross track again. Well, I didn't even... Wait, what's this? Just little... Is that jumps or whoops? It looks like whoops to me. A little 5 set of whoops back and forth as well. And Bclay has said this track has pushed him to his absolute limits of what is possible in this game. You'll see as I'm flying around, you get like this little lighting things that go on here. All of this is just MX bikes things because the track is so long. Like, the track is 1 kilometer in length from one side to the other. It's really hard to try and get that visual fidelity and really depth of detail that you're used to seeing on other tracks. But then when we come up nice and close, you can see it still looks pretty damn good, if you ask me. So I'm excited today. We'll spin some laps. Hopefully I can do it some justice. Again, I apologise. I've spun 5 total laps in 2 weeks, which is not ideal. But let's get it going and see how it goes. Before I start riding around, I might have to cut the audio here because there is music in the pits and I'm not sure if it's copyrighted at all. Can you see my analog stick at the bottom left of the corner right now? Can you see how it like glitches and spazzes out a little bit? That's not me doing that. My controller is fully booth right now, so I'm going to turn that controller overlay off. However, I think this lets me go into a little bit of a tangent slash rant slash say. Look how immersive this all looks, by the way. He did tell me I have to run 3D grass just to be fully immersed. So for you, Mr. Bclay, I will do anything, sir. Let's try and work out where we are. This is a different spawn point by the looks of it than on JV's rendition. I think this has got us like basically... That's more towards the second outdoors track back there. And I am interested in playing this main one first. I'm used to playing. The question is, where on earth does it start? Oh, no, this is the second one. This is the second one back here. So this should take us all the way over the far, far side, which it has. So then this is what we're going to come to at the very, very end. So I think we're going to go in order from furthest along this way, all the way back. So let's beeline our way through here a little bit. We'll work our way past the water and get there. So, a little bit of a rant time, and this is going to be such a long video, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. As you know, this controller is fully boofed at this point. Like, she's lived a long life, she's glitching out, she disconnects, the analog stick does what it wants to. However, Linda informed me that she was getting me a controller for Christmas. So I thought, oh, you know what, I'll hold off. But it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. So I asked if I could have it early. To which she said, fine, I guess. And I unwrapped it, and it was a PS5 controller, which I was very, very happy about. And I've just been playing a whole bunch of Call of Duty. Up until now, the last 2 weeks, I've been banging out COD so much. Completed the Zombies camo, completed the Co-op Campaign camo, and now I'm working on the multiplayer one as well. I'm 10th prestige, like level 30. I've been sweating my booty cheeks off, basically. And it's all been working fine. Been perfect, no issues at all. I load up MX bikes, and the game doesn't recognise my controller whatsoever. Now, I know that we'll have some people trying to be very, very helpful in the comments. I can promise you, I spent basically the last 3 hours of my life trying every single possible way of having this controller connected, and there would always be at least one issue. So my solution for now is to try and order just a genuine PS5 controller cable off of eBay. And whenever that arrives, we'll try that again, because I know that can be the case sometimes, as different wires carry different data with them. So we'll try that. So basically, I've tried wired, I've tried Bluetooth, I've tried with DS4 Windows on, I've tried with DualSense on, I've tried with DS4 Windows off, I've tried with DualSense off. I have tried turning off PlayStation controller recognition in Steam. I've tried turning it on for games without support. I've tried turning it on completely. I have got into MX Bikes and I've changed it that way. I've turned Steam input on. I've turned Steam input off. I've tweaked with Steam input settings. Like everything I can think of. Bearing in mind my PlayStation 4 controller that I've used for years now at this point is just plug and play. No Steam input needed, nothing else. You just plug it into the computer and it works and it recognises. PS5 not so much. The closest I got very, very close a few times. So sometimes it doesn't recognise triggers, sometimes it doesn't recognise sticks. Sometimes when I go to bind it, it thinks that I'm using like a keyboard. It will do A and D for left and right rather than actual left and right on a stick. The closest I got was everything working, everything being recognised. However, it doesn't split the axes of... I've done that 2 laps in a row now. It doesn't split the axes of my right trigger and left trigger. So basically I cannot brake and accelerate at the same time. Now some of you be like, why did you want to do that? But I promise you, when you get to a high level in this game, you find yourself trail braking a lot while still accelerating, and there's just lots of times, like even if you're trying to go over like a small wall jump, you might still be braking to dip the front end whilst then starting to accelerate to build the revs up, and it's something that you need. And then another issue that I had was I can do them at the same time, but the game only recognises the triggers as digital button inputs rather than an axis. So it means the throttle or brake will either be on or off. There is no half throttle. You cannot like slowly build up your speed. It is accelerate or don't accelerate. So that's where I am in the meantime. Had to plug in the basically the boofed PlayStation 4 controller again for this. It's probably doesn't help me again because my hands are now used to the PS5 controller after a week straight of using it. But I don't think there's many tracks or many people that get me to hop back onto this game, like Mr. Bclay. And to give you a little bit of background information as well, this track should, keyword should, because we never know what happens shop-wise a lot of the time. It's a bit of a roll of the dice sometimes. Should be coming out today. It might even be out as you're seeing this. This video might take quite a while to render, and I still need to remember how to do everything. Oh my god, 2 weeks has been absolutely nuts. I thought I wouldn't need that much time off. I really did, but I got so burnt out on MX Bikes, man. I don't know. Like, honestly, and again, going back to that whole donative on stream, literally 2 entire weeks we lasted. It was disgusting. But thank you so much to all of you. I really do appreciate it. And to the people that donated in regards to getting Linda basically Christmas/birthday gifts, and specifically requested that's what the money was for, they have all now been purchased. So thank you very much. So JV, not JV. I always call it JV Baker's Factory now. Mr. Bclay's Baker's Factory. We're flowing, we're rocking, we're rolling. Looks nice as well. A lot more shadows as well than the previous iteration. That water looks beautiful, by the way. I'm just going to stare at that for a little bit rather than where I'm going. Lots of shadow action going on. So you got to lock in, got to stay focused. On track looks nice and pretty as well. There's a bit more object action going on than on JV's version, if I remember correctly as well. So it does add to that nice level of immersion. I do like the ruts that we have going back and forth across each other as well. It always makes you at least kind of think that there's more than one viable line. I mean, a track like this, from a racing perspective, it's never ideal. It is one of them tracks I feel like works a lot better either in testing or with a maximum of maybe like 5 buddies riding around together, because you haven't got that same level of width or line availability as you do on actual like full-blown AMA or GP race tracks. But I'm still very much here for it. Like I said, the JV's version has been a track that I've played on and off for years now. Like really do enjoy it. especially when you turn the road up a little bit and you start just over time, you just kind of build up your own lines and over the course of days, weeks, months, and it adds a little bit more personalization and character to the track, which I really do enjoy. I am trying to learn it because the layout is slightly different than what I remember. Some bits are completely the same, but then other bits like this here like changed completely from previous version, which is nice. I'm glad it's not just the same thing that we've had before, but from a different creator. Although, to be fair, like Bclay could make anything and I'd probably simp over it. The man has my heart completely to his own. So that is Outdoors track number 1. And I'm going to make sure I do not overjump this jump for the 4th time in a row. Yes, there we go. What you could do... I wonder if you can do it again. What you could do on the old version was kind of triple that when you're not meant to. Right, let's work our way over here now. Yeah, I've got to do it. I'm sorry. I've got to do it. Let me just try out this really strange whoop section. Which way do we think this goes? That looks like the entry whoop there to my left. So let's spin this around. Oh god, they're actually so small. That's what I mean, short. Yeah, he has to copy it, to be fair. I'm sure if he had his own creative liberties, he would have made it a 9 set, just like Feld would insist on. But there you go. There's a little back and forth whoop section in case you're struggling in whoops by any means. What way do I want to... This looks like it goes this way. That's fair. I think I've seen him build a 90 like that before. It's quite a tall, peaky 90-degree berm there. So there's Supercross tracks 1, 2, and 3. The order of which they go in, clueless. But I am going to call this Supercross track 1, even though it might be Supercross track 2 or 3. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to float our way around here. I do like that we've got some inside rut action as well, especially on bits of track like this where there's a few back and forths with no rhythm sections. It is nice adding a little bit of different line choice for the riders. These whoops are pretty deep, but I did almost jump into them as well. 2 sets of whoops back and forth. That set's easier. The starter whoop there does put you on top of them really nicely. You haven't kind of got to jump up to the top of them like you've had to on some tracks in the past. This looks like a little triple single as well. Jump up onto the berm. I noticed the berms are on the shallower side, so they are still fairly tall, but the angle they're built at, they're not quite as, let's say, like cupped out, as scooped out as you'll get on maybe, you say, an aerial Supercross track. So if you want to get the bike cranked over really far, you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to take your time, lean it over slowly. You can't just bang on the throttle wide open. Let's try an inside line here. Probably shouldn't have done it at that point because I was not lined up for it whatsoever. Oh, you can just see I'm struggling a lot. Struggling a lot, gamers. Oh, so I'm trying to... Oh, another bad thing. I completely forgot to mention it about this whole controller situation. Because I was like switching inputs and trying to rebind setups and everything reset. And by everything I mean like direct lean, gain, like all of the little drop downs for throttle, brake and all that good stuff. And I was tweaking my setup a whole bunch as of the last couple of weeks worth of playing. And I do not know what those settings were. I'm going to have to try and dig back through my Donated on live streams footage to see if I can try and find me showing it at some point. Because whatever my last setup video was on the channel, it's not exactly what I was running then. So again, that is making me feel a little bit off as well. So again, any wonky riding, I am very sorry for. I can't help it. I'm just trying to get the damn thumbs working again, get a flow going. I need to check up a little bit on that inside double and then go triple single. These inside ruts are like hold you really well. Like they're very deep. Just get the bike kind of cranked over. Double there. I actually prefer that inside before the whoops because then you haven't got to check up so much for the double before them. Try to get up into 4. There we go. Crank her up into 4th gear rather than 3rd. That'll get you through the whoops, no problem at all. Round to the right. I'm going to double this bad boy. You know something else that I haven't played yet, by the way, which I've been seeing other people playing, and I definitely need to try it myself before I cast judgment, because there's no point speaking negatively, in my opinion, on something without trying it, is I saw that well, it's called the SPX test track, but basically the new aerial test track that Stoney released. I watched Aiden do a video of it, just a lap on Instagram, and I thought the scaling looked huge. Like, the scaling looked so big, which does concern me slightly ahead of the Supercross season, that we're going to be going to that size of track. I think everything's going to be really fast, but I do need to try it myself at some point. This is a very bright orange. Let me quickly put on my usual reshade. I changed it for like the intro, like flying around the map, because it makes stuff look a bit brighter. There we go. That's nice. That's nicer. That's more chill by my old man eyes. So we've got Supercross track number 2 now. Let's double our way through here. Oh, God, come up a bit short. Don't go over it. No, you goober. Oh, God, I suck ass. Is this a triple? This is a triple. One thing I'm also trying to juggle right now as well at the same time is learning 5 different tracks all together. Trying to learn 5 tracks, not wad myself too much, trying to learn the game. Oh my, those whoops are difficult. Holy, okay. I need to take note of that. The thing that makes them whoops difficult is it feels like they are... So they're not the tallest whoops in the world, but they feel very sharp. So they don't feel super rolled off on the top. But what I am a fan of is that each whoop section that we've had so far, I think we've had 3 across the 2 Supercross tracks we've done, they are built differently from each other. So it's not one size fits all. You kind of got to try and work out what works in each different section. And I kind of feel like that would be the case on a massive facility like this for the Pro Boys. That they have to kind of get used to every single type of whoop section there is. You never know what way Feld are going to approach it when the tracks get built. And triple there, I feel like... Oh, do you reckon quads are possible there? Someone's going to do like some kind of insane lap times around these tracks. I know it for a fact already. It's just how it goes. Quad this. There you go, you can quad that. Then we can single into the corner. Try and get on top of these again. Oh my Jesus, they buck you around a lot. Okay, you got to be very, very careful there. I think what it is you come into it with a lot of speed. Let's get the little tire tap going. You come into it with a lot of speed, but then also at the same time, the setup whoop, that I'll call it, the entry whoop, it sends you a little bit higher. So you're hitting the very, very, very tippy top of that second whoop, which is causing the back end to kind of clip it really hard and dip your front end down. So, yeah, not the easiest set of whoops in the world, but let's be honest, these days, MX bikes, the bikes are very, very capable. Whack up the gearbox as high as you want to, and just lean back and accelerate, and you should be pretty damn good, to be honest. The bike usually works its way through. Let's just get a little step over. Oh, I went too long. I do think you are meant to triple that. Quad that, sorry, and then double your way all the way into the corner. We'll finish this lap off, and we'll carry on moving around. Just get the nice quad into there. Right, so if I check, like push my bike down into the ground, that works better. That works better. So I sat down and leant forwards in that entry whoop to kind of keep my bike at a lower trajectory than sending it. And that kept me on top of the whoops much, much nicer. Much nicer indeed. So that is 2 Supercross tracks done. Go on, triple this. Yes, and then triple into the corner. See an inside rut. Don't go too wide. Oh, I went too wide. I went way too wide. Little inside action. Little double out. I like these insides to the doubles. They just feel very, very smooth. Saves you having to try and rail every single berm. Then big old finish line. And whilst we're on the power, we might as well beeline it over this way as well. Should we do a little bit of bike life action? A wild out wheelie boys on our way over to the other 2 tracks. That did not last long whatsoever. So, oh my god, that's still the OG track, right? That's Bclay. You can see why it must be so hard to work on this track. Just in general, like making stuff and adding slight changes to the masking if he does it in Photoshop. It's got to be difficult. Just imagine trying to work in the space of a pixel, but then it making a big change because your track's a kilometre wide, so you can do so much. That's also something that I wonder about when it comes to how Resolute built the Krakenberg stuff. So when he's in Photoshop and he's actually masking it, so adding the dirt and like the gravel roads and all this stuff, surely like a 1 pixel brush on Photoshop is actually fairly wide within the track itself because the track is so large. I'd love to see like behind the curtain of things like this. I think it'd be really, really cool to see. And I probably shouldn't have left this until 20 minutes deep into recording. But Bclay has informed me that there is also going to be low quality version of this track. So for anybody that's got a not so ideal PC, maybe you're a laptop gamer, maybe you're waiting on a new one for Christmas from the family, who knows, so maybe you get one, that'd be cool. But there will be a low quality version, as I imagine this track is probably a little bit on the strenuous side, although he has also said that he puts so much time into optimizing how it runs as well, and this entire compound is like 700 megabytes, which to me is actually, like, that might sound like a big number. For 5 tracks that span over the course of a kilometre stretch of track, I feel like 700 megabytes is actually really, really good. Especially when you consider that L track creators like me, one arena cross track at some point was a gigabyte. which it had no right to be. And it probably still didn't look anywhere near as good as the on-track dirt looks for this either, so I got no idea. It gets to a point where these boys that make these really high-level tracks, the optimization of the track is just as important as how the track looks and rides as well, and that is just a completely unique skill in itself. So yeah, W. And congratulations on the track release, by the way, Bclay. It sounds like it's been a labour of love. I've been waiting on this one for quite some time. He's been keeping me updated in the DMs, and then he did say that this track has basically pushed him to his absolute limits as a track creator and what he's able to do. Little wonky moment aside there from me, and it so far flows really nicely. This might be my favourite Supercross track of the three that we've played so far. This is really nice. Get a little tire tap going in there. Triple this. Can I step onto this second table? Oh, that's just far enough away. Oh, you naughty boy, Bclay. God, that's going to be difficult. Definitely doable. You just have to hit the jump before it a little bit faster. Try and scrub your speed off, stay low, and then you should be able to get all the way up and over. Quad into the corner here. Oh, a little bit short as well. I am liking that it feels like it's scaled nicely for a 450. Usually on Supercross tracks, 450 can be a bit overkill. You just end up over jumping everything, but I'm liking the flow of this so far. I also don't know if it's placebo, because he could have copy and pasted the 180-degree berms on this track from the other tracks. The berms on this track, they feel a little bit more cupped out, so it feels like you can get the bike cranked over ever so slightly more. Again, that could just be completely wrong. That could be just placebo from how I feel in the moment. But so far, so very, very good. Let's try stepping over this. I've been going on off the whole time. And then triple again, triple into the corner. I actually quite like that. That feels nice. It feels like it flows good. Let's try and... Oh no, I overjumped that one in. But that's actually really, really tricky. Let me try quickly. That was going to be my last lap. Let me try cutting down and seeing what rhythm we get into here. Oh no, so wait, so they're both... Ooh, okay. So they are slightly different, but it looks, I don't know how this is gonna work. So that left side's lower. I think it's just a little double in from that right side. In which case the left side would tell me that it's actually much, much quicker. But trying to get that tire tap nicely is proving difficult. And this is not meant tire tap. This is meant to be like a little roll and then double. Then that feels super, super slow. Very curious. I mean, if you are watching this video after you've played this track, what are you doing through that section? Let me know in the old commentinos. I'd be very, very interested to hear what people are up to, especially since I'm in the absolute bin right now. I mean, I think you can tell over the course of the last 23 minutes how washed I am. And let's hope that it gets a little bit better before Anaheim 1. I have said in Aerial Discord that I'm going into hibernation until A1. Basically, I'm retiring. But I generally think if I was to rock up and be playing how I'm playing now at A1, I don't think I would make it inside that top 40 in qualifying to even make it through to the main event or even to the heat races. Sorry, but it would not be a good look. So I think I do need to get a little bit more practice in. This track has changed a lot. This is nothing like what I remember it being on JV's iteration. So am I even going the right... That looks like that's meant to go the other way. I'm going to be so embarrassed if I've ridden this much of the track backwards. I think I have. That rut, yeah, I have. I'm going backwards. Oh, god damn it. I can just tell by the way the exit of that rut was formed. Like, this one here, there's no way you'd make it, so you enter the rut like that. I'm so sorry, Bclay. Please forgive me. Please. I'm getting old, you know. I'm 30 in like a month and 3 weeks. Not even that. A month and 2 weeks and a bit. Like, your boy's getting on a bit. You know, I need glasses, the hearing's going, the back's getting worse, I'm getting fatter. I haven't played MX bikes, controller's broken. It's all wrong. It's all gone downhill. I need to fix it all. I need to get it sorted out. I'm going to wait until I get that PS5 wire that I ordered, and hopefully that will help the controller work. If not, I might just need to go and buy an additional PlayStation 4 controller and say, sorry, Linda, I can only use the PS5 controller over on the old Call of Duty. And I will say, if anybody's ever used the PS5 controller to its full ability with the, what's it called? Is it, it's got, is it adaptive triggers? It's something to do with the triggers where they add resistance. And if on COD, you can turn it on to where it feels like you're pulling the trigger of an actual gun, where it resists and then it clicks and then it goes, which I think is really, really cool. I'm never going to use it full time, but I imagine from an immersive standpoint, like people could get some good kicks out of it. I was also messing around in LYNDSMX with adding a bit of resistance to the right trigger to maybe it could help you be smoother on the throttle, but then obviously we saw that it's not recognizing it as a trigger. It's just a button input, so it's not working properly anyway. But there is kind of infinite options you can do there and customize it to your wishes. And yeah, W. I mean, we love the Black Friday sale. I'm pretty sure that's why I ended up with that one. And I don't think they make PS4 controllers anymore anyway, so they're just going to get more and more and more expensive for me to use. Could just go down the Xbox route, you know, the controllers that are kind of more made for PCs. But I'm so comfy on PlayStation ones now. I do kind of want to sit with it for quite some time. I reckon we'll do another lap. Can you send this to... That's kind of what I was looking at, trying to send it to this sandy bit. Then you do give up a lot of momentum there. You might just be better off rolling that wall rather than hitting the big send. You know what, I'm even struggling trying to get my bike like slowly pitched in to match the angle for ruts. You see I'm going over basically every inside rut I'm going towards. That's because as I'm leaning into them, I'll usually like slowly get the bike cranked over, and that's just kind of not going far enough. My muscle memory is just like, what on earth is going on here? What are you doing? But overall, this has been a thoroughly enjoyable compound. And like I said at the beginning of the video, there is not many people or many tracks that would make me want to hop back onto bikes as this one has, even amongst the struggling. I think a 2-week break was very, very much needed. Like, this feels very refreshing. And even, like, I feel like on a normal day, if I was playing arse like this, I'd probably get quite stressed about it. But right now, just having a good time. Just having a fun time, playing a little bit of MX Bikes, brand new track, Bclay release, and I'm hoping that all of you guys will also have a fun time playing this. And again, it is due to come out today. The exact time, I'm not too sure. Could be out in a couple of hours. Could be out already from the time you're seeing this over the course of me recording, rendering, uploading. Yeah, nothing but positive things to say about it, really. I'll definitely be hopping on this and spinning a few laps around here in my spare time now. Nice new updated version of this. So W release, I'm glad you finally got it all put together to your liking, Mr. Bclay. Congratulations. I know obviously it doesn't quite relate to your level, but I know the relief it feels when you can finally press that post button on a track that you've worked on for quite some time. So again, well done. Thank you all of you for watching. Apologies for being MIA for 2 weeks. Again, I was so burnt out after that donator-thon. I'm sure you can understand it to some extent. I hope all of you have been keeping well. We're getting closer and closer to them holidays. For those of you that celebrate it, happy Christmas way in advance. December 1st, just around the corner, I'll be putting the Christmas trap with Linda. I am a Christmas guy. I really, really do enjoy Christmas. It's the only real one that celebrate. Don't really care about Halloween, Easter, all that stuff. Although Easter is a good excuse to be getting the chocolate in me. But yeah, big Christmas guy, so I'm excited for that coming up. So enjoy whatever you're up to the rest of the day, and see you next time, whenever that is. Goodbye.